congratulations, you've been accepted. It's Ivy Day 2023. So what are you going to do? And you're probably, at home, you might accepted one or two, maybe three, maybe four, maybe all of them. And like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? First thing I'll just say, just take a deep breath, and you can even, print out your letters, hang them around your wall. That's what I did. And you can even, have them on your bed and sleep with them, and just take a time to enjoy the moment, because this only comes once. To be frank, you're entering a whole new world, and you got a really big decision, probably one of the biggest decisions you make in your life. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you, but it is true. And you really want to take your time with this kind of thing. And this is essentially entering in to adulthood. Make a decision that has an impact the rest of your life. Now, whatever just ultimately what you decide, you got to do what's best for you. Listen to your heart and go with what feels right. Talk to everyone that you feel like you need to talk to, which is fine. Watch this video again over and over, these kind of things. But, take your time. You have another month still. And I would say also to go and visit the campuses. They're very, very different. I graduated from Brown. I graduated from Penn. I used to also work at Dartmouth and worked a bit at Brown as well. And so I've been to all of the campuses, and I have friends that went to all the schools. And it's kind of something like, once you're in, and you sort of have, and with other people, if I say, for example, hey, I went to Penn, someone's like, hey, I went to Cornell, hey, I went to Harvard, these kind of things. You feel more comfortable talking about said things. And yes, you'll read the internet, and some people like to trash talk the admissions and stuff like that. And don't worry about them. They're just, jealous that they get in. And this is the reality. I was just reading articles. I think this is like the toughest in years. Acceptance rates are around 4 or 5%. So it's really, really tough. And I was also reading stuff as well. It's crazy. Some people are spending $750,000. This was just in Bloomberg, to get their kids in. So, a lot of people want in, and you've done it. So, again, congratulations. The things that you need to be thinking about, and this is real, and it's always the number one question, is like, is this going to change your life? I will say yes and no. Yes, it will. Obviously, wherever you go to school, it does change your life. And the question is, though, are you going to be president of the United States? Are you going to be the next CEO? Are you going to be, star in a Hollywood movie? Sure, there is the opportunity for that, but nothing in life is guaranteed. I will just say that the cool thing about it, though, is that you will meet people who will ultimately end up doing these things. And so this is something that you won't get at other places. Essentially, for people who come from, these kind of families that already, have a long legacy of going to these places, that they're going to go no matter what. And for them, it's deciding like, okay, which one, or just go to the one that mom went to, go to the one that dad went to, that kind of thing. And so they've already decided, or the people who spent, nearly $1 million to go, that they're going to go as well. And then, the people on the fence, because you're not sure, right? No one in your family has ever gone, how many friends has ever gone, you don't know. And that's why you got to go visit and to start talking to other students. I can tell you that when you graduate, the sort of opportunities carry with you throughout the rest of your life. And this is true story. Just 3 weeks ago, it was funny, for the last couple of months, I've been hounded by alumni office over at Brown on LinkedIn. They've been trying to get me to come and talk to students. So I did it 3 weeks ago. And to be really frank, it was really, really cool. And I'm making this video because it was a reminder like how great the community is. And obviously I'm pro Brown, but they're all good guys. And I'm just telling you, they're all good. And whatever one you're going to go to, you're probably going to end up liking it, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to be like, yeah, my school's the best, etc. But, just for example, at the Brown event I just went, it was for people in entertainment, and they had all kinds of people, people who are showrunners of TV shows, people who are directors of movies, people who run podcasts, people to social media, these kind of things like myself. And it was really, really fantastic. And not only did alumni come, and then, you had current students that just wanted to hear about, working industry, and that kind of access, you don't get it other places. There was one, it was really funny. One guy came, he was alumni, and he was like, I can't remember what show it was. He was a showrunner, and there was someone else that was like, hey, we have this production company, and I work with, 2 people who are here, and we're hiring interns. So if you want to come in LA and work in Hollywood, we're hiring right now. And that's the kind of stuff that you won't, get at other places. And I can just tell you, when I first went to LA, registered right away with both Penn and Brown's alumni groups, and you start meeting people right away, and you start hearing about job opportunities, these kind of things. Or it's not just that; it's also finding a group of people to surround yourself with that all want to do what you want to do, and want to achieve things at the highest level, and I mean the very highest level, because these kind of places, you're going to be with a lot of valedictorians and people who, parents have a lot of very highly influential positions, these kind of things. And it is a very unique experience and a very special experience. And again, I congratulate you. And, oftentimes people ask, is it worth it? I'll just tell you, give the financial aid office a call if you're not sure, and just kind of talk things through and work the numbers. You may not know this, if you get more than one offer from an Ivy, or also too, you could throw in, say, Stanford, MIT, Caltech. There's a few, like maybe Duke's in there. It depends on the school, but they will match comparable institutions, and you may be able to get a little bit more on there. Like I said, a lot of people don't know that, but that's something that you can do, and it helps. And for those of you who have already decided that you're going to go and you're deciding which one, again, go visit. Every school has a sort of different, how can I say, type of student that they carry to choose. That's a beautiful way to say it. Be it if you want to be on an urban campus, close access to, say, like a New York City or a Boston, this sort of stuff, or you want to be somewhere really pretty. I'm telling you, Ithaca is gorgeous, and or you want to go in the skiing. Dartmouth's great for that kind of stuff. Or you're more of an artistic person, right? That might be more something like a Brown. It depends sort of what fits you, and that's why you got to go visit. Now, honestly, you can't go wrong, to be really frank. You're probably gonna like it no matter what, but do go visit, because there are differences. Like for me, for example, I don't necessarily want to live in a too far out of the city kind of thing. I like to be able to do things on weekends to go to the city. But for some people, they prefer that, which is totally fine, because if you are in the rural area, and I've talked to students about this before, that they felt like, they had to be in that environment or they would never get any study done, or, sort of the fantasies. And I had them when I was a kid, of sitting in that, cool library window and looking outside and it's snowing, and you're just, reading a great book, this kind of stuff. And because I tell you guys, like, I grew up in Oregon, we don't really get snow that much. And that was sort of always my fantasy. I know how funny as it sounds, of walking through the snow to class and this kind of stuff. And it's funny because, like, looking back now, walking through the snow is really cold, and it can get kind of dirty and stuff like that. But it is, how can I say, it's part of the, I guess, rite of passage of living in the Northeast. The other thing too, I would tell you as well, is the professors are all fantastic. You're going to get professors who win Pulitzers, or won any number of prizes. I was thinking, listen, when I was thinking, I'm having a brain fart here, but major science awards, or major economic awards, these kind of things. Or you'll get professors who are picked to join cabinets of politicians or big presidents, these kind of stuff. You'll also get a lot of international exposure that you won't get at other places, which is absolutely fantastic. And you'll find too as well, which is also really fun. And this is for people out there who feel like they don't fit in because they've lived in multiple countries. Your parents have always traveled around, and so you went to the international schools, this sort of thing. You're going to find a lot of other students that are just like you, and that understand you, which is absolutely fantastic, because I totally understand how it is to, like, not fit in with other people because you don't feel like you have things to talk about. But, like, suddenly you go to a place and, like, other people have been to the places that you've been, and they can relate to you, and they can, like, oh yeah, my dad had to move every couple of years, and so it was like we're always going different places and stuff like that. And you'll find people who that you can really, really relate to, and I think you'll really like that. And I think that's part of sort of what happens as you go through your journey of life, is you get more and more exposure to people, and you start to find your people, which is what you need to find. This is sort of what this thing is all about. And that's why I told you guys, before of for example, when the alumni office was hounding me to come and talk to students, it was a really nice reminder of, like, there are people out there like you, and you've been accepted. And so that means that, hey, you're invited if you want to come to the party. And it is such a cool thing. And so I guess I want you to be excited about this thing, and I want you to also know that your decision is going to be the right decision for you. And so don't let other people tell you, like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Do what makes sense for you. But also too, be careful of stuff you read on the internet, because a lot of people, they don't know, you know, and that's why you go visit for yourself. And when you have the conversations with, say, current students, you'll get a general sense of like, oh wow, these people are really cool. And when you sort of, and you'll do it. I'm sure you're smart enough to do it. You Google, like, famous alumni from said schools, like, oh my God, you could go to school with those kind of people, and you could be one of those people. You totally could. You don't know. And I think that's one of the things that I think is so cool about that environment. It just feels like there's no limit. Now, I want to give you just a few negatives, which, it's perfectly good to do, and just give you a balancing is sometimes people aren't prepared for the competition. That's very real. You've been number one in your city, number one in your school, number one maybe in your state, maybe in your region, right? And you go to a place and like you find out like everyone was like that. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? And suddenly, you're not number one anymore, because it's very, very tough, right? But this is part of sort of the process of maturing and getting to the next level. It's like going from, high school to playing in college, and then going from college to playing in, say, the NFL or the NBA. The level keeps getting tougher and tougher, and harder and harder. But if you want to achieve the best things in life, right, it's going to be a fight. And not only that, though, is that you're going to find that you will enjoy it, because around other people who are also high achieving and ambitious, and have all these things going on, they're going to encourage you to do the same, and it'll make you a better person overall. So you guys probably get my feeling on this. I'm very much pro education, very much pro Ivy, and I congratulate you again. So hope it's helpful. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comments. Love to hear about your decision. But again, I think the best advice right now is just take a deep moment and enjoy the moment, and just really enjoy it, and take the next couple of weeks to decide, because this is a good decision, and a big decision for you. So anyway, congratulations again, and it's Ivy Day 2023, and hopefully you will decide soon, and you will be excited, and then you start buying. You got to buy the sweatshirts. You got to buy sweatshirts, right? And you show up to campus, and you'll find that wherever you go, you'll have a lot of school spirit there, and you're gonna have a great life ahead of you, and a great road ahead of you. I'm excited for you. So congratulations again, and good luck.